So hello everyone, in this video I'll tell you all about the IELTS exam. Actually I will not tell you about the exam because you can find it on Google, about the exam, what is the exam pattern and all, but I'll tell you about my experience and how I scored an 8 band and how I prepared for it. So I gave my exam last year in November because I knew that I have to apply for colleges outside of India, and even if it was not a mandatory thing for Italy, but still I chose to give it anyway as it would elevate my CV and make my chances even better in getting admission in any of the public universities. So to prepare for the exam, I purchased this book from Amazon, which is called the Cambridge English book, and you can find it easily on Amazon or Flipkart or any other e-commerce website. And there were some exercises at the back of the book, and they were quite beneficial because you will get an idea about how the exam pattern is. Apart from that, uh, the book was, it was good, but I didn't go through it a lot as I was more focused on solving the previous, not the previous exam papers, but the mock paper or the sample papers. And apart from that, there is another book which you will get from the IDP IELTS itself when you will fill the form. And the fees for the exam is 16,200. Actually, it was 16,000, but now I think it has been increased to 17 or 18,000. Okay, so as you all know, there are four parts of the exam, and the speaking is conducted on a separate day. So for the speaking, I went on the 23rd, and for the rest three, I went on 25th. And the first test which I had to give was the writing one. That was immediately followed by the listening and then the reading. So that is why you should have a good hold over the mock papers and solving the papers within time, because when I was giving the mock exams myself at home, so I was able to finish the exams well before the time, the mock paper. But on the actual day of the exam, I was really writing till the last minute. So I would recommend all of you to please go through the mock papers as as many as you can give. And so, see, talking about the exam, I chose the pen and paper mode because that was the only option for me, as there was only one center nearest to my hometown. So I chose that mode, and also it was, uh, I mean, all of us, we are used to writing our exams or anything in the school with a pen and paper. So that is why we are more comfortable in that. Also, the computer mode is nice because there's one advantage which you will get in the writing part. That is, if you make any mistake, you can easily backspace and correct your mistake. But that is not the case in the pen and paper. Although you will write it with a pencil, but still, you will waste your time in erasing, and also you have to erase properly so that the you do not tear up the page. So these are some things that you have to keep in mind. So I'll start with the speaking test. So for my speaking test, I went to the center, and obviously I was a little nervous, and there are some, your photo is taken and some kind of registration is done before your exam, and then you are taken into a different room where the examiner is there. So in my case, I believe he was a foreigner, maybe from uh, Korea or some other Asian country, maybe, I'm not sure, but he was definitely a foreigner. So you know the start was the basic one, as when they ask you what is your name and can you show the past credentials and passport and that all. So after that, he asked me some basic questions about what kind of clothes do I like to wear, and why do I which is my favorite piece of clothing, and questions like that, and where are you from, your hometown, and all those basic questions. So in the section 2, he asked me that what was the recent event that happened in your life for which you were waiting since a long time. And so for that, I answered that my uncle, he lives in California in United States. So he came to visit me during the Diwali, as my exam was after Diwali. So I told him that I had asked him to bring me a jersey of my favorite basketball team that is available in the States. Although it is available in India also, but it is quite expensive over here. So for that, I told a story that I had asked him to get it for me, and I had been waiting for it since a long time, as it belonged to one of my favorite player, and that's all. So, and the section 3 was also nice. I mean, he asked me about some random things about mobile phones and how they are beneficial. And I still remember he asked me that if you are, waiting for some kind of an interview or something, and you have to kill your time, so what would you do? So in that, I answered him that I might, try and talk to someone who's sitting beside me, and if that is not possible, I try to use my phone. And for that, he replied to me that what if you don't have a phone? So I told him that in today's world where everything is so advancing ahead, the technology and all, everyone carries a phone. And then he answered me that what if he doesn't have a, don't have a smartphone, and what if you have a normal feature phone, a dabba phone? So I mean, I answered something at that time, but see, the main key is not to just sit there and take a long pause, because that is not an exam which is based on your knowledge. It is just based on your language skill. So it doesn't matter what, if you answer cleverly or whatever your answer is. It's just that you have to speak in the, and do not commit any grammatical mistakes when they try to cross question you and all, because they will cross question you, that is for sure. And especially in section 3, and they might also cross question you at the end of the section 2 when you give that long answer. And so moving on to the writing part, written exam, I don't remember what my exam was, but you all know there are two sections in that as well, in which the first section is you have to write based on a diagram or any pictorial representation, wherever that is provided. And after that, so yes, so for the section B, it was some kind of an essay, and I don't remember the topic, but it was a decent topic which I think anyone could have written something about. And I got a 7 band in the written part and a 6.5 in the speaking part. So for this, I would recommend all of you to check out this YouTube channel called IELTS Advantage, as he cannot spoon feed you, but there are these strategies which he gives on what section to solve first and how to solve it. So that will be beneficial for all of you. And so for the reading and the listening part, I would recommend all of you to check this website called Free IELTS Organization or something it is called, for the listening part. And from the reading part also, you can check this website, as it is good for both these sections. And I scored a perfect 9 out of 9 in both these, because see, from the very starting I knew that somewhere I lacked was my speaking out of all the 4 sections, so that can bring down my overall score. So for that, I prepared or strengthened my other sections, that were the reading and the listening. I knew that I can easily score well in this, so that is why I got a 9 out of 9 in those 2 sections, and a 7 in writing and a 6.5 in speaking, which made an overall band of 8. So that was really great for me. And another thing that I would like to recommend to all of you for the speaking part is this app called Baby IELTS Code, Baby IELTS Code. So on that, with the help of AI interacts with you, and it will give you a proper 3 sections, whatever there is in the IELTS exam, and based on that, the AI gives you a score. And so from that, you can learn what are your mistakes or where you are lacking. Although I noticed that the AI software never gives you more than 7, but that is a good thing. I mean, so you will constantly keep on trying to improve yourself. So this was my IELTS overall experience that I have shared with you. Also, another thing that I would like to share is that those of you who belong or who are from the ICSE board, See, I'm not comparing any board or the English knowledge. What I'm trying to say is that the level of English is a little better in the ICC board or the ISC board. So that makes it a little easier for the students, as you know they are already in the process or in the habit of using English in their day-to-day life in the school. It's not like that the English is not spoken in the CBSE schools, but I mean, those of you who are from CBSE, they know what I'm talking about. So that is why I had that advantage because of my education background. So that is why the 2 months gap from the time of applying till the exam, I was not so focused on improving or learning new things about the English. I was just focused on solving the papers and doing the mocks and also the speaking, test on the IELTS app about which I told you earlier. So that was it, my whole IELTS experience that I've shared with you. Hope that you will get idea of what or how to prepare for the exam, as I have not given you any knowledge about the IELTS exam because, as I mentioned earlier, it is present over the internet. I have just shared my experience and I hope it helps you. And that's it for as of now. And I'll meet you in the next video that will probably be how I applied for the University of Pavia and how I got an admission over there. Thank you.